Hey there! It's been a while that I did some of my personal pen videos, and I realized as I was looking at pens, a lot of black ink by the way, I realized as I was looking at my own pens that I have added a couple pens since I last did a personal pens video. So I thought it might be fun to give you a bit of an update on some pens that I have either obtained or that I have been sent for reviews and that I ended up keeping, because I'm under the impression that these videos get a pretty positive response. So not maybe do 3 of these a week, but once in a while might be fun. So the first pen I thought we would talk about is this one. This is an Edison pen's Collier Grande, and this is in the tortoise lucite material, which is a very attractive material, I think. Remember that the point of these videos is not to do a review. I have reviewed this pen, so I will talk about it. I will do a writing sample, but this is not a review or a re-review. These are more personal videos where I talk more about why I like this pen so much and why in this case I ended up purchasing this pen, because it was sent to me for review without any expectations. But I liked it so much I ended up purchasing it. And the reason for that is actually multifaceted. There are a couple of reasons I like this pen so much. First of all, my first Edison pen was purchased in 2012 when I was at the DC Pen Show. That was also my first time in the United States, by the way. And I got to meet B.R.E and Andrea Gray, and so those are the owners of the Edison Pen Company, in case you didn't know, otherwise it's really random. Really fun time, really fun interaction. I had met Brian before online for Fountain Pen Geeks podcast, but I'd never met him in person. And I purchased, during that show, I purchased a Collier in Persimmon Swirl, which is a very attractive material. And I had that for a couple of years. I ended up selling it at some point, and then Brian Gray launched the Collier Grande, which is just like a Collier except it's bigger. And he sent me two to review, and with the idea if I would just send them back when I was done with them. And I ended up really loving this one. This tortoise material is a translucent material, very attractive, has a cool filling system. It's their pneumatic filler, so I do this because that's more or less the action you use to fill it. And the reason I love this pen so much is, first of all, it's a great writer. I find it very comfortable to hold, and it has a very pleasant nib. Ebonite feed, number 8 nib. These are really fun nibs that I really enjoy using. Large, pleasant. I certainly wouldn't call them flex nibs, but they do have a little bit of springiness to them. Very pleasant to use. Beyond that, I have found the size of the Collier Grande to be lovely. For my hands, it works really well. It's large, not obscenely so, large, pleasant, comfortable to hold. And again, the material I really, really love. I find it a very attractive material. So that is more or less objective as I can make it. It's a pleasant writer. Maybe for you it wouldn't be, but for me it is. On a more personal level, I also like to support pen companies that I have a specific connection with. As I said, I've really known Brian and Andrea since 2012. And then you feel more connected to a pen company. This is not a Montblanc. You don't know anyone at Montblanc, but this is a different type of feeling, a very personal communication. And that is something I've always valued about the Edison Pen Company. I've told the story a couple of times about how Brian Gray repaired a cap for me that was completely destroyed because of my fault, free of charge, and that was something they offer to all their users because they want you to be happy with their product. So free of charge, got a new product, and in fact, I got a couple of caps sent to figure out which one fit best. I think that's really nice. So, excuse me, although this is not meant to be a review of that company or a commercial for that company, a company that cares about its users enough that it will do that sort of thing, I think is very precious, especially in a day and age where more and more pen companies offer a year of warranty, and after that you're on your own. So in light of all these things, I have really enjoyed this pen. Massive ink capacity too. It will not run out of ink anytime soon. And I just love it. So, because of that, I chose to keep the pen. I discussed it with Brian. I paid him money, so it's not that I was just given this as a gift. I paid him money, and I love the pen. I have not regretted that choice for a single day. So here we go. That's why I love this pen so much. That is why it is part of my personal collection. Now you really want to see, just briefly, how it writes. And that's what's coming up next. Stay tuned. Okay, so the Edison Collier Grande. Lovely pen. I do really like it. It is slightly difficult weather outside. It's sunny, but also some clouds, so I kept getting darker, lighter. I tried to turn on a light. This is automatic white balance. I notice things are a little bit yellowish, but it's a nice orange pen. And really, as I said, this is not a review, right? So watch the full review if you want to see the pen in more detail. But for now, I'll just do some writing with it. Here we have the Edison Collier Grande with the number 8 nib. This is a broad nib, and the ink is S.B.R.E. brown. Okay, we have, I'm going to just try and zoom in a little bit more. Very pleasant writer, nice and smooth. The ebonite feed, as you can see in this ridiculously fast writing over Fox, etc. Ebonite feed keeps up really well, really nice, really pleasant. I found it to be nicely tuned, not too wet, not too dry, very, very pleasant writer. And these nibs do appear to have a little bit of bounciness to them, so they're really quite pleasant to use. I think it's a very, very nice writer, and it's one that I really, really enjoy using. Beyond that, as I said, I find this turtle lucite to be a very, very pleasant material. Looks beautiful to me, a bit like amber. Very, very, very nice. So it's a pen I love. I love having it in my collection. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Made by nice people. Good company. I love it. That's all there is to it. Hope this was useful. Hope you enjoyed another personal pen video. And I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.